a lock to win, essentially. Well, not so much. Alex Smith nearly picked, and he gets cleated. Steve, cold day, how much does that hurt?
Really, really a lot.
And he's bleeding profusely, and everyone's freaking out. It's the other leg, not the one that was broken. We'll ask Alex about that a little bit later, but still jarring to see. Meanwhile, Washington's just trying to get on the board. It's 3rd and 16, out of timeouts. He's under pressure from that rugged Pittsburgh front. Stephon Tuitt gets to him. Clock's running. Tick, 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 tick. Clock's running. Hopkins is on. Dustin Hopkins is on to try to
Need the ball.
pick the ball, but where's the ball, Steve?
Where's the ball?
Mom! Alex took the ball! Where's the K-ball? The clock has stopped. Now it runs to zeros. John Hussey, we need an explanation, sir.
The clock was stopped due to an administrative issue. The K-ball was not near where we needed to bring in. As a result, the clock was stopped so we could spot the ball. We will wind the clock on my ready.
Okay, then there's no K-ball. Now Smith, you see, the official's like, all right, I can take the ball. Right? No, you can't. I got the ball.
I like this one.
Mike Tomlin not pleased. Does it matter? Well, ultimately it did. The flag was on Pittsburgh, and Hopkins is true, and Washington's on the board. But again, Pittsburgh's up 14-3. Probably all right. 3rd and 14. Big play here. Cam Sims.
Big day for him.
He did have a big day.
Pick him up.
Picks up the first down as the second half begins, and Washington on the move. What a day for Logan Thomas. Like what they said in the broadcast, he's not a quarterback who's playing tight end. He's a tight end. And he played really well in this game. Big grab there.
Happy for him.
After a hold on 4th down, Washington got to the 1 and then couldn't get in for 4 straight plays, but there was a hold that extended the drive. Peyton Barber cashes in that lengthy drive. It's 14-10. A drop here from Deontay Johnson. This was really a big story in this day. Pittsburgh's offense couldn't get going. They had 7 drops, the most by any team this season, their most in 15 seasons. They'd ultimately get a field goal. 17-10 is the score. Late going to the 4th.
New.
And wide open. Stamper Steve says the tight end's always open. This time Logan Thomas truly is. I don't know what happened to that Pittsburgh defense. They lose Thomas, a career-high 9 catches, 98 yards, and that touchdown. We're tied at 17. Under 5 to go. Pittsburgh's kicker Chris Boswell is out. Matt Wright, Coach Thomas said he didn't want to put him out there for a kick of 40-something yards. So 4th and 1, you go wheel route looking for the rookie out of Maryland, Anthony McFarland. And yeah, you got him on a backer, but he cannot come down with it. So Washington gets a stop. 3rd and 4. Cam Sims again. A one-handed grab. Again, it's on 3rd down. And Washington now has an opportunity to take a lead against the unbeaten Pittsburgh Steelers. Dustin Hopkins, we know Heinz Field, not the easiest place to kick. He's true. Washington leads by 3. Ben Roethlisberger, the vet, ready to lead him down the field. Tip, ball, and it's picked. John Bostic is able to squeeze it. Montez Sweat bats his 3rd pass of the night. This young, talented Washington defense hung in. Their offense makes plays, and Chase Young loving it as Washington goes into Pittsburgh and ends the Steelers' undefeated season. You knew the Steelers would have a tough time to get to 16-0. I don't know how important it was organizationally for them, but they don't get there. I don't know who thought Washington would end it, although that number was
stinky.
Kind of interesting. They were less than a touchdown favorite in this one. Monday, Washington entered at 4-7. They become the team with the fewest wins in NFL history to knock off an opponent who was 11-0 or better. Ron Rivera begins the thoughts after Washington's big win.
In spite of some of the decisions I made today, you know, they played their asses off. You know, then this really does rank up there just because of the fact, you know, who we beat them in Pittsburgh. You know, the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's one of the storied franchises as well in this league. So to come in and win, you know, that was big for our guys. I'm real proud of them.
Steelers hang on to the 1 seed in the loaded AFC thanks to a better conference record, but it'll be a fight with the Chiefs for that all-important bye. Keep in mind, this year they're just one with the changes to the playoff structure. Tricky schedule down the line. Monday night game against the Bengals, their only remaining game against a non-playoff team. Chiefs on paper had the easier schedule, but plenty of fight in the Falcons. Chargers, I don't know after what happened on Sunday. After this loss, Coach Tomlin, never at a loss for precise perspective.
Different points along the journey, you get a chance to learn about yourself, who you are, what you're made of, individually and collectively, and it takes the journey to reveal that. And so, we're faced with a loss now, so we'll get an opportunity to smile in the face of it.
Yeah, it stinks. It's been a while since we've lost a game. So, it's not a good feeling, but, we'll prepare for a short week and get ready to go again.
We look forward to our Monday visits with Ryan Clark, particularly with a team, 2 teams, I should say, actually, that you know quite a bit about, Ryan. And if we're to narrow it down to what went wrong for Pittsburgh, where would you start?
You know what? It starts with what Pittsburgh can't do, which is run the ball. And it starts with how they were playing this game. And it ends with season-defining plays. And you're going to see 2 of them right here with the game tied 17-17. The Pittsburgh Steelers have 4th and 1. They're going to go empty backfield and split out Anthony McFarland. He's the 3rd-string running back, but if he's out there, there's no one behind Ben Roethlisberger. Bostic is going to be running from the inside, so they feel like they have action. You're going to get a sluggo to the outside. They're going to be filled in front of McFarland. Ben Roethlisberger tries to throw a back shoulder throw to a 3rd-string running back who's not in this position, who has 5 catches on the entire season. Pittsburgh Steelers, you're 11-0. You got to make that play. Now, fast forward to the Redskins. There's 10 people in the box, so you know you have single high. He's going to hit the Taiwan route or the slot fade to Cameron Sims. Cameron Sutton actually has good coverage. Here, you're going to see both guys vision the ball, so this throw has to be perfect. Alex Smith puts it in the one place it has to be. It's a one-hand catch by Cam Sims. These are the plays that these teams had to make to win the football game. There's one team that is descending. They don't have a run game. They rely on Ben Roethlisberger, and Ben Roethlisberger does not make the play. Alex Smith, the comeback player of the year, the greatest story in football in 2020, makes the throw that he needs to make after being cleated, after cheating a little bit to get his team a field goal, but doing everything to win. These 2 teams are in different places, but the Pittsburgh Steelers better shore some things up because the Buffalo Bills are coming to town.
Yeah, we had conversations offline, Ryan, about just the notion of identity and through the years who Pittsburgh's been. Obviously, Connor's out. Roethlisberger threw the ball 53 times this week, more than anybody else in the NFL, and they have been sliding down your power rankings of late. If you were to prioritize what troubles you most about them as we head into the most important stretch of the year, Ryan, what would that be?
It's physicality is the first thing, right? When you look at a team that can't run the football right now and then pay attention to the teams that are ascending, this is a difficult thing to do if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, to win in the playoffs against the AFC teams without ball control, depending on Ben Roethlisberger to create run game through the pass. We saw it against the Dallas Cowboys. We saw it against the Baltimore Ravens. And then obviously tonight having to go on 4th and 1 and throw outside to your 3rd-string running back. And then also because of this, you now have to depend on Ben Roethlisberger, a 38-year-old quarterback, 17 years in the league, who is banged up to create all of your offense. And Scott, it does not help when you have 7 drops because you drop back to throw the ball 53 times. This is the way this team is built now. This is the way that they're going to have to go about their business. But when you throw the football this much and you're losing people defensively, you're asking a lot of your team. And so dropping Ben Roethlisberger back may be the way you think you need to win. He probably is your best football player, your most reliable football player. But it's not the way to go about winning championships. It's not the Pittsburgh Steelers way. It's not the physicality that you bring to the field every year that makes people fear you. And I think game by game, people think less and less of what it's like to be physically matched up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, both offensively and defensively. And so down the stretch, they have 3 games against the Colts, against the Bills, and against the Cleveland Browns that are all losable games that put them in the place they never expected to be after starting 11-0.
I also think we agree, Ryan, that under the the closing time lights that a loss turn on, we see your warts much more than we do when you were able to win those close games. And I think that leaves us probably harshly grading the Steelers. And I understand why after they lose to Washington.